Okay, Zara, let me ask you something really simple. Where do you live?
Hmm. I live in Portland. It is near the river. You can see the water from some of the bridges.
See? You just added one small detail, and suddenly I can picture it better. Let me try. I live in a small town called Greenfield. It is quiet, especially in the mornings. Sometimes I hear nothing but wind.
I like that. You gave me a feeling, not just a fact. It sounds peaceful. Is it crowded there?
No, not really. Maybe on weekends near the park, but most days the streets are empty. I see more dogs than people. Do you like living in Portland?
Sure. Yes, I do. It feels alive, but not too loud. In the afternoons, my street smells like bread because there is a bakery nearby. I notice it every single day when I walk home.
Oh, that is so nice. I notice the sound of birds near my building, especially early in the morning. They sit in the trees and just talk to each other. It is one of my favorite things.
You know, these tiny personal observations make a place feel real. When you say, I hear birds or I smell bread, I can imagine being there with you.
I never thought about describing my town this way before. I always just said the name and stopped. But this feels different. It feels more like me.
Exactly. When you talk about a place, you're also sharing a piece of your daily life. The things you notice, the things you feel. It makes the conversation warmer.
So now I'm wondering something. What makes my neighborhood different from the one next to it? Like, what are the pieces that make it unique?
That is a great question. Let's explore that together. So, every place has a few key things you can talk about: the size, the location, the feeling, and the small details people notice. You do not need to cover everything, but these are good places to start.
Right. And you don't need to memorize facts. You just need to notice what you see every day. I think that's the part people forget.
Let's start with size and location, because those are the easiest. Just simple, clear sentences. Blake, can you give an example?
Sure, my town is small. It is in the north. It is between two hills. See? 3 short sentences.
Perfect. That's clear, and it already gives me a picture. Let me try. My city is large. It is on the coast. It is near the airport. Same thing. Short and simple.
I like that both examples use basic words, but they still sound natural. You don't need fancy vocabulary to sound good.
Exactly. Beginners sometimes worry they need fancy words, but clarity is more important. If the other person understands you, you did a good job.
I used to think I had to say metropolis instead of big city. I thought simple words sounded childish. But now I know simple is better. Simple is confident.
Okay, now let's talk about the feeling of a place. Blake, how does your town feel?
It feels calm. It is not noisy. People walk slowly. Sometimes I sit outside and hear nothing but wind and birds. It feels like time moves differently there.
I love that description. It makes me curious. My city feels busy. There is always movement. The streets are full, even at night. Even at 2 in the morning, you see people walking or cars passing.
I can imagine both places just from those few sentences. That is interesting. So feelings are personal, right? Two people from the same city might describe it differently.
Yes, exactly. And that is good because it makes the conversation unique to you. Your experience is yours. Someone else might see the same place and feel something totally different.
My friend Sarah lives in the same town as me. She would probably say it feels boring, but I find it peaceful. Same place, different feeling.
And that difference is what makes conversation interesting. It shows who you are, not just where you are.
Okay, so what if someone wants to know what your city is famous for? Like, what do I say?
You can mention one or two things. You do not need a long list, just something simple. For example, my city is famous for its old bridge. Many people come to see it.
I like that. Let me try. My town is known for apples. There are orchards everywhere in autumn. You can smell them when you walk past the farms.
Perfect. Mentioning something specific, like apples or a bridge, helps the listener remember. It gives them a picture they can hold in their mind.
And it also gives the other person something to ask about. Like they might say, "Oh, apples? What kind?" Then the conversation keeps going naturally.
Exactly. Conversation is like a loop. You give a little, they ask a little, and it grows naturally. You do not have to do all the work alone.
You know, I once tried to describe my town to someone, and I was so nervous that I just said, "My town is boring." And then the other person didn't know what to say. The conversation just stopped.
Oh no. But I understand why that happened. Sometimes we feel like our place is too ordinary. But even if a place feels ordinary to you, you can still find small, interesting things to share.
I wish I had mentioned the Saturday market or the park with the old trees. Those are not boring. I just couldn't think of them in the moment.
It's okay to make mistakes. Every conversation is practice. And now you know what to say next time.
True. Okay, I feel better now.
So let's talk about neighborhoods and specific areas. Even if your city is large, you probably know your own neighborhood best. You can focus on that part instead of trying to describe the whole city.
Yes. Okay, so I live in the west side. It is residential. There are many families. It is green because of the parks. You see people walking dogs in the evening.
That is perfect. You gave location, type, and a small detail. Let me try. I live downtown. It is commercial. There are offices and shops. It is loud during the day, but quiet at night.
I can picture both places. Hey, let me ask you something. Do you live in the center or on the edge of your city? What is your neighborhood like? Is it quiet or busy?
Good questions. Now let's talk about transportation and movement. This is something people often ask about, like how do people get around?
In my town, most people drive. There are no trains. Buses come twice a day. So if you do not have a car, it is hard to move around.
In my city, people use the subway. It is fast. Some people ride bikes or walk. I walk to work every day. It takes 20 minutes.
Talking about how people move around gives a sense of daily life. Like, it shows the rhythm of the place.
Exactly. It also shows how connected or spread out a place is. If someone asks you how to get around, you can just describe what you see every day. You do not need to explain the whole transportation system.
I wonder if people in big cities feel like their city is too big to describe. Like, where do you even start?
I think so, but you can focus on one part at a time, like your street or your route to work. You do not have to describe the whole map.
Okay, what about weather and seasons? I feel like weather really shapes how a place feels.
Yes, definitely. You can mention the general weather or talk about your favorite season. People love hearing about seasons because it helps them imagine being there.
Let me try. In winter, my town is cold and quiet. In summer, it is warm and green. I like spring the most because flowers grow everywhere. The air smells sweet.
Beautiful. My turn. In my city, it rains a lot in autumn. Summer is hot and crowded. I like winter because the streets are calm. I can walk without pushing through people.
These descriptions are personal, but they are still easy to understand. Anyone can picture rain or flowers or crowds.
Exactly. Talking about seasons helps the other person imagine being there. It's like inviting them into your year.
Okay, what about people? Can we talk about the people in our city?
Yes, you can, but keep it simple and kind. Avoid big generalizations. Just share what you notice in your daily life.
Okay, people in my town are friendly. They say hello, many of them know each other. I see the same faces at the store every week.
People in my city are busy. They move fast. But if you ask for help, they will stop. I asked someone for directions once, and they walked me halfway there.
Both descriptions are positive and specific. We are not saying everyone is like this. We are just sharing what we see.
Right. Avoiding stereotypes is important. Your experience is just your experience. It does not have to represent everyone.
Okay, so let me ask you something. What is one thing you like about where you live?
Good question. And here's another one. Is there something special that only people who live there would know? Like a hidden spot or a small tradition?
We have covered a lot today. Size, location, feeling, famous things, neighborhoods, transportation, weather, and people. That is a lot.
It is, but you don't need to mention everything at once. Pick 2 or 3 things that feel true to you. That's enough.
The best descriptions come from noticing small, real details, not from trying to sound impressive, just from being honest.
And now, I think we should look at some useful words and phrases, little tools that can help you put these ideas into sentences. Okay, so let's highlight some helpful words and phrases that came up in our conversation. These are all words that appear naturally when people talk about places.
Right, and you don't need to memorize these. Just notice them and try using 1 or 2 at a time. That is enough.
Exactly. Each word comes with a simple explanation and a real example, so you can see how it works in a sentence.
Shall we start?
Yes. First word, located. Located means where something is. Example, my office is located near the station. Simple, clear.
Next one, crowded. Crowded means full of people. Example, the market is crowded on weekends. I see this every Saturday morning.
Now, peaceful. Peaceful means calm and quiet. Example, the park is very peaceful in the morning. I love that feeling when the city is still waking up.
Okay, here's one, residential. Residential means a place where people live, not work. Example, this is a residential area with many houses. You see families, gardens, maybe some playgrounds.
And the opposite, commercial. Commercial means a place with businesses and shops. Example, the downtown area is commercial and busy. Offices, restaurants, banks, all in one place.
Next, public transportation. Public transportation means buses, trains, and subways that everyone can use. Example, public transportation in my city is fast and cheap. I use it every single day.
Here's a geography word, coast. Coast means the land next to the ocean or sea. Example, my city is on the coast, so we see the water every day. You can smell the salt in the air.
Now, outskirts. Outskirts means the edge or outer part of a city or town. Example, I live on the outskirts, far from the center. It takes 30 minutes to drive downtown.
Next one, landmark. Landmark means a famous or important place that people recognize. Example, the old tower is a well-known landmark. Tourists always take photos there.
Here's a good one, atmosphere. Atmosphere means the feeling or mood of a place. Example, the cafe has a warm and friendly atmosphere. I go there when I want to relax.
Now, surroundings. Surroundings means the area around you. Example, I like the green surroundings of my neighborhood. Trees, grass, open space. It makes me feel calm.
Next, local. Local means from or related to the area where you live. Example, I shop at the local market every Saturday. The people who work there know my name now.
Last one, suburb. Suburb means a smaller town or area near a big city. Example, I live in a quiet suburb outside the capital. It is close enough to visit the city, but far enough to have peace.
These words are common and useful. You will hear them in conversations, news, podcasts, everywhere. And they are not difficult to use.
Right. Using even 2 or 3 of these in a conversation will make your descriptions clearer and more interesting. You do not need all of them at once.
Just pick the ones that feel natural to you, the ones that match your place or your experience.
And now we can think about how to use this language in real situations. Like, what do you actually say when someone asks about your city?
Yeah, let's talk about that next. Okay, so knowing words is helpful, but the real magic happens when you imagine yourself using them, like in actual conversations with real people.
Exactly. Let's think about different situations where someone might ask about your city or town, because it happens more often than you think.
Okay, so imagine you are chatting with someone online, maybe in a language exchange or a gaming group. They ask, "Where are you from?" What do you say?
You could say something like, I am from a small town in the south. It is quiet and surrounded by fields. We have a famous old church. That gives them a picture and something to respond to.
Right. Or if you live in a city, you might say, "I live in a big city on the coast. It is busy but beautiful. There's always something happening." Short, simple, but it sounds like you.
Both answers are short, personal, and easy to say. You are not trying to impress anyone. You are just sharing where you are from.
Okay, here's another scenario. Imagine you're at a cafe and someone sitting next to you starts a conversation. They mention they are visiting and ask what this area is like. What do you say?
You could say, this neighborhood is calm and green. There are nice parks nearby. It is a good place to walk. Simple but helpful.
I like that. That answer is simple, but it helps them decide what to do. You are sharing something useful, not just facts.
Exactly. Even small details like mentioning parks or cafes can make someone feel welcome, like you are giving them a little tour without leaving your seat.
Yes. Okay, third situation. What if a coworker just moved to your city and asks for advice, like what areas are good to live in?
You might say, the north side is quiet and residential. The centre is more commercial and loud. It depends on what you like. You are giving options, not telling them what to do.
I like that. This kind of answer respects the other person's choice while giving helpful information. You are not saying, "You must live here." You are just describing.
Right. Describing your city also means sharing your own experience without forcing it on others. Your perspective is valuable, but it is still just your perspective.
You know, I think these conversations help you feel like you belong in English-speaking spaces. You are not just learning, you are sharing your world.
Yes, when I describe my city, I feel like I am giving someone a small piece of my life. It's personal, it's mine, and that makes me feel more confident.
And the more you talk about familiar things, the more confident you become in other conversations too, because you realize you actually have a lot to say.
Exactly. You already know so much. You just need to practice saying it out loud.
So let me ask you something. Can you imagine describing your street to someone? What would you say? What do you see every day?
And here's another question. What is one place in your city that you would recommend? Why would you recommend it?
Sometimes we forget how much we know about our own surroundings until someone asks. We walk the same path every day, see the same buildings, smell the same air, but we never put it into words.
Right, and talking about where you live is a way of practicing English while staying connected to yourself. You are not pretending to be someone else, you are just being you in another language.
You do not need to make your city sound perfect or exciting. Just real, just honest. That's enough.
Honesty makes the conversation more comfortable for everyone. The other person can tell when you are being genuine.
and they appreciate it.
So, we have explored a lot today. Let's take a moment and summarize everything we talked about.
Yes, let's bring it all together. Okay, so we covered a lot today, and it might feel like a lot to remember, but the core idea is simple. Talk about what you notice.
Exactly. We talked about size, location, and feeling. We talked about neighborhoods, transportation, weather, and people. But you do not need to mention all of these things every time.
Choose 1 or 2 details that feel true to you. That is enough. You are not writing a travel guide. You're just having a conversation.
Right. If someone asks about your city, start with something small. You can always add more if they seem interested, but starting small feels easier and more natural.
These conversations happen in real life, not in classrooms. In coffee shops, online chats, video calls, casual meetups, anywhere people are curious about each other.
And the more you practice describing familiar things, the easier it becomes to talk about anything, because you realize you already have the words inside you.
Exactly. You already know your city. You walk the streets, you see the buildings, the people, the sky. You just need a few words to share what you see.
And those words do not need to be fancy. Simple is powerful. Simple is honest.
Remember, making mistakes is part of the process. We all do it, every single one of us.
I once described my town as boring, remember? And the conversation just died. I wish I had focused on the small things I loved instead. The Saturday market, the old trees, the quiet mornings.
But every conversation teaches you something. That moment taught you what to do differently next time, and that's valuable.
Next time someone asks, you will know what to say. You might even surprise yourself. Like, oh, I can actually describe this well.
You have the language now. You have the examples. You have the confidence to try. That's everything you need to start.
Talking about where you live is one of the most natural conversations you can have. It connects you to people. It shows them who you are, where you come from, what you notice every day.
And that's what communication is really about. Sharing yourself, one small detail at a time. Not performing, not impressing, just sharing.
So, next time someone asks, take a breath and try. You already know more than you think you do.
You really do.
Okay, we want to hear from you. Tell us, where do you live? Describe it in just 2 or 3 sentences.
You can share the name of your city or town, or just describe what it feels like. Maybe mention one thing you love about it.
Do not worry about being perfect. Just try. Write it in the comments. We really want to see what you write.
We will read them, and we might even reply. We love learning about different places around the world. It's one of our favorite parts of making these videos.
And if you want more conversations like this, subscribe and turn on notifications. We create new English practice videos every week. Different topics, same warm approach.
Thank you for spending this time with us today. We hope you feel a little more ready to talk about your city or town, even just a little bit more confident.
Remember, you already know your world. Now you have the words to share it. That is a powerful thing.
See you in the next video.
See you soon.